This program is brought to you by Qberg, Pittsburgh's source for LGBTQ+ news and community information. To learn more about Qberg, check out their website at qberg.com. That's QBURGH.com. From the PEP Radio Newsroom, these are the stories we are covering at this hour. Republicans are weighing billions of dollars in cuts to Medicaid, threatening health care coverage for some of the 80 million U.S. adults and children enrolled in the safety net program. Millions more Americans signed up for taxpayer-funded health care coverage like Medicaid and the Affordable Care Act's marketplace during the Biden administration, a shift lauded by Democrats as a success. But Republicans who are looking to slash federal spending and offer lucrative tax cuts to corporations and wealthier Americans now see a big target ripe for the trimming. The $880 billion Medicaid program is financed mostly by federal taxpayers who pick up as much as 80% of the tab in some states. And states, too, have been said they are having trouble of their own financing years of growth and sicker patients who are enrolled in Medicaid. To whittle down the budget, the GOP-controlled Congress is eyeing work requirements for Medicaid. It's also considering paying a shrunken fixed rate to states. All told, over the next decade, Republican lawmakers could try to siphon billions of dollars from the nearly free health care coverage offered to the poorest Americans. Weeks before Congress began debating those changes, Republican governors in Arkansas, Ohio, and South Dakota were making moves to implement Medicaid work rules of their own, likely to be approved by President Donald Trump's administration. And other cuts could be on the way. Already on Friday, the Republican administration announced it would shrink the Affordable Care Act's Navigator program annual budget by 90% to $10 million. Navigators are stationed throughout the country to help people enroll in ACA and Medicaid coverage and are credited with boosting the program's enrollment in recent years. In other news, President Donald Trump has defied a federal judge's order and added transphobic disclaimers to recently restored web pages from the Department of Health and Human Services, Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, and the Food and Drug Administration. The pages were removed on January 31st to comply with Trump's executive order against gender ideology and diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts. But earlier last week, U.S. District Judge John D. Bates, an appointee of President George W. Bush, ordered the Trump administration to restore the pages to their versions as of January 30th, 2025. However, Trump's administration has defied the order by not restoring the pages to how they appeared before their removal. Rather, the following disclaimer has been added to any pages that mention gender. Per a court order, HHS is required to restore this website as of February 14th, 2025 at 11:59 p.m. Any information on this page promoting gender ideology is extremely inaccurate and disconnected from the immutable biological reality that there are two sexes, male and female. The Trump administration rejects gender ideology and condemns the harms it causes to children by promoting their chemical and surgical mutilation and to women by depriving them of their dignity, safety, well-being, and opportunities. This page does not reflect biological reality, and therefore the administration in this department rejects it. This disclaimer appears on a Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration webpage linking to a survey on behavioral health and substance abuse among LGBTQ+ youth, Jezebel noted. It also appears on the FDA's June 2024 guidance document for diversity action plans to improve enrollment of participants from underrepresented populations in clinical studies, and a January 2025 guidance document for the study of sex differences in the clinical evaluation of medical products. That's the news at this hour. As the regime continues pressing forward with destructive changes that are utterly trashing the United States and spreading hate as rapidly as a hurricane rolls through Florida, we will continue to monitor the news and bring it to you without fear of reprisal from the dumbass Trump administration. Be sure to download the Live 365 app to take PEP Radio with you wherever you go to keep up with the news, as bad as it's been. Now back to more music here on PEP Radio.